Today, I felt strong. I didn't see this coming. I didn't feel anything unusual before the session. I went to a gym that's kind of close to my house today, not the usual one that I've kind of been going to in the last week or so. Just rocked up, started warming up, and by the time I got to the second or third plate, I started having the thought of, gee, I feel pretty good today. I feel quite good today. I've said this in the past, when you train every day, when you touch these weights every single day, man, like it's incredible how accustomed you become to the feeling of, 60 kilos, 100 kilos, 140 kilos. And so quite early on in the piece, you can tell whether today is a normal day, a bad day, a good day. By the time I got to the second and third play, I was like, geez, this is, I'm looking around, I'm like, it's 3 plates on the bar right now. It's, wow, okay, so this is feeling really good. And it wasn't until the 240 kilos, looked at that video 4 or 5 times, and I thought, Jesus, that looks like it's 200. It's moving so damn well. And then I thought to myself, okay, I'll be a fool if I didn't have a crack at 260 at PR. Had the thought. There was a friend there who was also deadlifting. Started chatting to him, and he said, look, man, if you're wondering about whether you should go for it, go for it. So then I kind of walked over, grabbed the plate, put the plates on. So I had 6 plates on now. And the moment I saw those plates on the bar, 6 plates, heart rate starts going up. I start getting nervous. I start getting a bit shaky, restless. Like the central nervous system starts kind of like firing off these alarms in my body. It's a very uncomfortable feeling, like you can't really control it. Like your brain, your organism senses there's something big about to happen. It's kind of like you're going into a boxing match. Not that I've ever been in a boxing match, but it's like something is happening. Something could happen. We could get hurt. We could not get hurt. This is a big moment in our life. That kind of stuff. And it just started building and building and building. It took me like almost 5 to 10 minutes for me to kind of settle down. Walked over to the bar, and you can see it. You'll see it on the video eventually. I'm there playing with my grip, playing with my straps. It feels like 5 days. Might as well should have called somebody to come in with a freaking weld and weld me onto the bar. Like that's how tight I was getting the straps. It was just all these kind of symptoms. I was aware of what was happening, and I'm like, why is this happening to me, man? Just freaking relax, man. Just trying to relax over here. All these things were kind of happening, and I was like, I can't stop the nerves. It was kind of like a cascade of emotions. I thought to myself, okay, let me just wait this out. I'll freaking wait here half an hour if I have to. Wait for this thing to calm down, like just chill. I kept saying to myself, this is not why is this a big deal, man? Whether you get it now, whether you get it in a week's time or a month time or a year time, we know that we're going to rock up every day. We're going to work hard. This is in the works. We know we're going to get there eventually. So this is not the Olympics. This is not some state meet, national meet, international meet. This is not a world record. This is nothing. This is a not event. No one cares. I kept saying these things to myself, and still I wasn't winning. Eventually, I just went, okay, whatever. I guess I'm going to have to lift freaking nervous. I tried the breathing techniques. I tried all these sorts of things. It's just incredible how mind, you can psych yourself. You can lose before you even play your sport. You can lose the game in the locker room. You can lose, miss the lift before you even touch the bar. It's just an incredible thing. And I started thinking to myself all these things, started processing. I've got a cascade of thoughts that I kind of go to before I kind of touch some sort of like maximum effort kind of set, whether it be reps or a max weight. I say to all this, some of the things I say, I've said this in the past. I kind of say some of these phrases to myself along the lines of life, death, tombstones, gravestones, my name on them. This is just a small little thing that's going to happen in your life. There's so many things will come and go. Everything passes. This is not a big deal. This shall pass like everything else. Like all these kind of big things, philosophical things. And some of the things that I say to myself, like just flat out piss me off. And so eventually, I might not show these emotions, but eventually like you get to a point where you're nervous. That's cool. Like that's your kind of physiological response to what's happening or what's about to happen. But then kind of like so that's kind of like a passive thing that just happens. Your body just kicks your ass with it, with these emotions and these hormones that make you feel nervous. But then kind of actively I have these thoughts, and then I basically end up being pissed off. So then the pissed off feeling becomes bigger than the nervous feeling. So that I was getting pissed off. Number one, I was getting pissed off that I was nervous. And then I said all those things to myself, and I'm like, okay, I'm proper pissed off now. I'm pissed off thinking about it right now as I'm talking to you guys. I'm like thinking about all these things. I'm like, man, I'm pissed off that I was nervous. Anyway, like the whole mental side of sports is just a fascinating thing. And, you and me who sit there and watch these UEFA Champions Leagues, NBA finals, or Grand Slam finals, all these things, and we see guys absolutely shit themselves. It's so easy on kind of like on the sofa to be like, oh, you pussy, man. Why don't you just get on with it, man? Like, he doesn't have the heart, he doesn't have the balls, he does all these things. But I can tell you, man, when I approached 260 today, I was like a little bitch, man. I was panicking, nervous. I wasn't exhibiting some of these signs externally, but I was nervous wreck. I'm like, man, I might snap my spine doing this. Look how many damn plates are on this. What am I doing here? Why am I lifting so many damn plates? Should just walk away and go home and drink some milk or something, man, That's what kind of my deep psychology is telling me, my evolutionary reptilian brain, I don't know what the hell you call it, like some of these reflexes within us are telling us, okay, we don't care about your glory, about your recognition from your fellow man. We just want to reproduce. That's kind of what the body wants to do. This 240 was the one that kind of set the thought in motion, the 260 kilos. I didn't think this was going to move as well as it did. And when I saw this thing on replay 4, 5, 6, 7 times, whatever, I watched it, I'm like, look at this damn thing. It's moving so damn good. I can't walk away from here now. It's just so much confidence. It looked like it was 200, not 240. So anyway, it's a mental fight every single time. I feel like, I don't know what it is about round plates. Like, I don't think I'm going to get that nervous with 270. You know what I mean? Like, but 300, oh my God, I'm going to freaking call an ambulance, stand by just in case I freaking have a cardiac arrest or something from all the damn nerves and all the palpitations. 300, man, that's a whole lot of roundness to it. That's a round, big ass round number 300 and shit ton of plates on the bar, 7 damn plates on the bar. That's going to be a nervous wreck. I don't even know what I'm going to do, man. Might have to get some freaking chalk out. Then again, I don't know how people do it, man. So before you set a PR, you're nervous naturally. Okay, then you're pissed off about being nervous naturally. So that's 2 things making you kind of restless. And then you take some smelling salts. Jesus Christ, man. I'm amped up just thinking about the things I went through. Taking the smelling salts in and then getting smashed by somebody on the side of the head. Jesus Christ. I couldn't imagine that adrenal release, man. I remember the Westside Barbell boys, like Louis Simmons and all them, talking about some of these lifters that were like the best in the world at the time. Some of these guys were legit like almost getting to fist fights because they're amping themselves up in the back room or whatever before they come out. It's like, man, I'm getting nervous thinking about it. Like, I don't want to be that up and about, man. Like, I might take somebody's head off, man. I might go stab somebody. You know what I mean? Like, Jesus Christ. I don't know, man. Like, I was pretty pissed off. Like the high of it all was crazy. Like, it's an incredible emotion that when you go through it, man, I don't know. I just saw this clip again. I'm seeing what you guys are seeing right now, but I'm also thinking about what I felt, like pure fire, aggression. Might not seem it, but man, there's a lot of internal kind of drive happening. And I couldn't imagine doing all this other stuff that people do, heavy metal, smelling salts, people bashing me in the side of the head before I grab the bar. Like, damn. Anyway, the moment that bar went to the floor, I had about 30 seconds to a minute of joy. Thank God I did that, blah, blah, blah. And then the very next feeling was like a sudden onset of like lethargy, malaise. It was incredible. It's like somebody took the plug out of my reservoir and all the petrol just went out, just instantly. And that plug must have been a big ass plug, man, because the whole reservoir just emptied immediately. So weak straight afterwards, man. It was an incredible thing. So it's clearly a central nervous system firing like crazy. And then the very next thought is like full on kind of like crashing down to the floor. Man, I don't know. Like I should have just walked out, but I I stuck with it, and I got to 180 kilos in the back squat. That thing moved slow as hell. I basically had nothing left in the reservoir. I did some front squats after that as well. Went up to 140, just feeling so damn weak. I just felt like I didn't have the power to kind of fire anymore. Like there was no drive anymore. It's incredible what a, top-notch, maximum effort will do. Absolutely incredible. It's very hard to explain this to people that don't lift or people that don't train. I don't know how else you would kind of replicate some of these things in normal life. When I say normal, kind of like non-athletic life. I guess in the business world, like doing big presentations in front of a big audience or something like this. I don't know. It's, we can sit down and watch sports, watch the UEFA Champions League, watch the NBA finals, watch these Grand Slam finals in tennis. And, we've all kind of seen and heard about stories where athletes just completely shit themselves on the biggest stage and the biggest moments. It's very, very, very easy for us to kind of like sit there and be like, oh, you pussy, you got no balls. Oh, this guy's mentally weak, he's got no heart. But I can tell you, man, it takes a special something, man, to kind of, win those moments, to kind of mentally get over those kind of nerves. Like, I remember like playing basketball in basketball days, like you'd kind of walk over to the free throw line. It's like you're shooting for the game. And I remember those nerves back then. And I'm just trying to think, maybe those nerves kind of mimic 260, the nerves that I just felt. But those type of emotions where like your heart's going crazy, all these hormones are being released. You feel like your nerves and your hands are kind of like, you're supposed to shoot a basketball with like great touch, with spin on the ball and like knock it. It's very hard to do. And I would say that it's impossible to do if you completely shit yourself and let those hormones completely take over you. There needs to be some sort of a kind of like mental training or like a sequence of thoughts, a cascade of thoughts that you have to say to yourself that kind of lead you to a more calmer place. Whether you need to kind of deep breathe exercises or something that, you can't just allow those things to kind of consume you. Because if you go over to the free throw line and your freaking heart rate's 600 and your blood pressure is like 1,000,000 and your palms are sweaty, these arms are heavy, or mom spaghetti, whatever. If you let those moments kind of completely consume you, how are you supposed to shoot the ball with touch, and how are you supposed to perform or hit an ace or serve with precision or hit that penalty into the top corner away from the goalkeeper? Like, if you just say, let's just get on with it, I think this is where people completely like shank the ball or completely miss the free throw or airball it or whatever. There needs to be something mentally there. The battle needs to be won mentally before you win it physically. I truly believe that, because if you go into the battle physically and the mental warfare is raging, man, you're going to have a freaking World War III on your hands. It's going to be very, very tough. Very, very tough, because you need, a lot of people think, weightlifting, like squats and deadlifts, are not technical. There is technique involved. Like, you can't just yank the bar off the floor. You need to think about positioning hips. I was thinking lats, I was thinking core, I was thinking breath, I was thinking lower back's flat. I was just thinking, crush the damn lats. Pull that humerus into the damn socket. So when I push with the legs, the thing transfers, the force transfers into the bar, and we can get moving, man. So there's things, some sports obviously are more technical than others. That's granted, but still, whatever. If it's 5 thoughts or 55,000 thoughts, there still needs to be a sequence of thinking, that you need to think about performing the thing. And if you are mentally preoccupied with shitting yourself and there's feces in your damn pants and you just wet yourself, you can't really, thinking about the thing you need to think about when you got shit in your pants. These things, even though I'm not a professional athlete, I'm not anybody, man, these things kind of put me in those moments that kind of my basketball, soccer heroes have kind of been through. All these kind of flashbacks I'm thinking right now of all the times that I've seen people unfortunately screw up these moments. And then on the other hand, moments where people have kind of beaten those moments and become heroes and whatnot. I know kind of now, like these moments, these PR attempts make me feel what they feel, or to a degree. I mean, I don't know. what it feels like for, you know, Bernabeu, you know, full freaking stadium, or Nou Camp, or Maracanã, like, you know, 100,000 people screaming their lungs out and you're shooting a penalty to win the game. I mean, obviously people don't, you know, walk out of the damn womb and walk over to the, you know, Nou Camp of 100,000 people. These people have kind of built up to this, you know. It's like you don't go from, you know, a wheelchair to 400 kilos. Like there's a build up, and you've kind of been exposed to these moments, and maybe these moments are not as large as I'm thinking them to be, but still you need to practice performing at the top level. You got to practice maxing out. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.